Welcome to the Live Well podcast. I am here with Miranda Morris of Hola Wellness.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about Hola Wellness.
Absolutely. So it's a mobile wellness company here in Cayman. We focus on yoga, Pilates, meditation, and mindfulness.
Okay.
We're in studios, private clientele, guests coming to Cayman who want to experience wellness here while they're on vacation, corporate offices, and working with some governments as well, which has been really exciting.
Wonderful. Why the word Hola?
Hola means wave in Spanish.
Okay.
So it's all about learning how to ride the waves of life with ease.
Love it. We are two Ohio kids, loving the tropical weather and nature of Cayman. And tell us how you ended up from right now snowy, cold Ohio to here.
Yeah, it's a fun story. I taught yoga back home in Ohio in all the same places that I just mentioned. But I just dreamed about doing it somewhere beautiful. I loved my students, I loved the jobs I was getting, but it was in four walls, usually raining or snowing on the outside. And I just dreamed of what it would be like to teach on a beach or in a resort, just somewhere that was just that aha, beautiful moment.
Right.
There's a website called Yoga Trade.
Okay.
And I applied to what I thought was a 3-month job. Put all my hard work and effort into that interview process, got the job, and then learned that it was permanent.
Oh.
And I first thought, am I even allowed to move to the Cayman Islands? Is it something I can even do?
Right.
Because it sounds so obscure for someone in Ohio.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm right there with you.
Right? You vacation there, but to live there?
Right. I mean, I hadn't even been here, but yes. Right. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of asked like my parents, and like, is that something I could do? They're like, yeah, of course. Around 4 months of being here, COVID hit.
Yes.
I went home for a little bit, waited out the storm, and then once it was ready, I knew this is where I wanted to be, and came back. And here we are.
As a fellow entrepreneur, there's so many blessings and benefits to that. I think it takes a lot of guts. How do you deal with what we would see as maybe uncertainties? Because most people get a certain paycheck, certain intervals, and you have that quote unquote security. How do you handle that? I
think I've always been somebody that's very good on their own. I'm an only child. So I've always had a sort of independence and drive that just was innate to me, right? I didn't have somebody else to rely on a lot. I have such a vision for my brand when it comes to yoga, Pilates. Like, I remember a previous employer would always call it the Miranda class because it was a certain experience that you got out of my class.
Yeah.
Right? And because I was so sure of what I was doing, stepping out on my own didn't even feel like a question. That just felt like not an if, but rather a when. When will I feel ready to do that? And as soon as I felt ready and like, okay, now I can do this, that was the easy part. It's actually been quite easy because I don't have to try to fit into something that I'm not. I can truly just be a Miranda class. When
I was building my business in Ohio, and this was when I was very young and starting in personal training, and then I was on my way to having my own gym there. And I was working with the SCORE group, which was these retired CEOs and entrepreneurs who were very successful, but now they volunteer their time to help young entrepreneurs learn. One of the gentlemen, he said, Tim, people aren't paying for the class or the personal training, they're paying for you.
100%.
It's the experience of you. Yoga is everywhere. Why you? Why Miranda?
Thanks for asking that. I think I come with a unique experience. We all do. My experience particularly has been more of doing less is more. So in a class, I always say like, okay, let's do another, maybe a pulse if it's a Pilates class, for example, right? So there's the opportunity to push, but it's always from a place of ease and only if your body can withstand that. Because I don't want women, particularly and the men in my classes too, to feel like they have to give more than they even have available to them. When I would take yoga classes or fitness classes, I felt almost kind of influenced to maybe push more than I actually wanted to because my cup was already empty. I try to create a class where I say again and again, if you want to, right? Any of my students know, if you want, or maybe you could, the invitation is there, but not the pressure. If I can create movement, fitness, into somebody who's already exhausted and they actually leave feeling better or more full, that's everything to me.
I love the invitation to, as opposed to the pressure of you must.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a yoga person, and I need to be. I need to do more flexibility and stretching and all of that. Part of the reason is I would go to a class and I'm like, man, I'm not able to do that, or I'm not able to do that stretch, or this is uncomfortable in this position.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you create a space where everyone feels welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. No matter how old or how fit or if you're brand new.
Being present. Talk about the importance of that as related to your business and what you're doing.
We are pulled in so many directions. Personal relationships, professional relationships, our phones. It can feel like you always have to give more than you're capable of giving, and that is not the case. This is a false narrative that we have fallen into. If it's not there, it's not there. You can't just create, you are depleting from something else. Right? If you don't have it, that means you're taking it from somewhere. If you can learn how to actually listen to your body, that's something that you hear a lot in yoga class, listen to your body. I almost hate the sentence because it's so overused, and I try to break down, what does that mean? Does it feel easy to do this? If I ask you to lie down flat and just breathe, does it feel easy to do that? No? Okay. That means that there's something else happening. What is that, right? So when we can learn to be present, understand what is actually going on, then we can actually start to fix what that is. Maybe we need more, maybe we need less, whatever it might be. But if you're not present long enough to ever figure out what it is, you're just gonna stay in a loop, in a cycle. I love to give presentations, and they always have the same theme of these loops. It's easy to stay consistent in something that feels familiar, may actually not be helpful or good.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah,
That,
I know.
Because that touches on so many different things. I think when you're talking about staying somewhere that is comfortable, well, it's comfortable, but it may not necessarily be for our benefit or healthy and well. Us being in this industry, the wellness industry, and what does wellness mean to you?
It's a beautiful question. I think it's just the culmination of creating a space, doesn't have to be a perfect space, but just creating the time to connect to what your body actually needs, and then setting the conditions for it, and then doing your absolute best to make that happen. Wellness is not a 60-minute yoga class. Wellness is not food prepping. It's not anything in particular. It's just an entire lifestyle. It could be sleep, it could be relationships, technology, fitness, it could be anything. It could be how you talk to yourself. But it's just about really understanding what you need to be well, setting the conditions, and then trying your best.
It's a journey. Talk about your personal wellness journey.
Ola meaning wave, because my life has been waves.
Okay.
The highs, I'm on top of the crest, I feel like my best. And the lows, I am being dragged under the water, and I am just begging for someone to come and save me. But the only person that can save you is you. And I learned that.
Okay.
In some of the darkest times, I struggle almost my whole life since I was young with anxiety, panic attacks, a lot of mental health things. And in some of the darkest times, I remember praying to God, the universe, whoever will listen to me. And I said, if I can get through this, if you can give me the tools, the answer, whatever it might be, to get through this, I will dedicate my life to helping anyone else who wants to know this.
Wow.
Because in those times, I had maybe one or two people I could turn to. But for the most part, people didn't have the tools or the context to help me. People can talk about anxiety and panic attacks, but until you actually experience them to the extent that I was, it's really hard to relate and then help somebody. And not everyone who I work with has those, and I understand that, but they maybe have some degree of anxiety or worry. So I have the actual, not the science, not the textbooks, like, listen, here is what works, here is what doesn't. So my journey has looked like times where I am great, life is good, I don't have any issues, and then times where I'm on the ground crying, begging to get through this, and then promising with the universe that I will dedicate my life to this. And that's what I've done.
I love that there's this commonality that we find in people in wellness a lot of times the desire to help others comes from their own desire to have been helped.
Yep.
Or need to be helped. I always say hurting people hurt people, but healed people heal people, right?
Yeah.
We haven't arrived, but we're constantly learning and growing and riding those waves.
Yeah.
Tell us about the moment where you learned something monumental.
One thing comes out, just jumps out of my head. I knew I wanted to teach yoga. It was 2015. I had just graduated high school.
Okay.
And I knew I was going to teach yoga. That's what I was going to do.
Okay.
So I joined yoga teacher training in Columbus, Ohio. I found the best program in the city. It was a 1-year program. I knew it's what I wanted to do, and I was so sure of it, and I felt so confident. I arrived, my mom dropped me off that first day, like she was sending me off to school. I was in the parking lot, we were getting myself ready, and I start to see people walk in. And they looked like they knew everything. They had the best clothes, they had the best sort of energy. Like, I was like, they know what they're doing. I know nothing. I'm not worthy of being here. I shouldn't be here. It was one of the worst moments I've ever felt about myself, truly. I don't know how my mom managed to get me to go inside, but she did.
Okay.
I got through the first weekend, and by the end of that weekend, the stories that I heard these people share, the context that I had of them, and I realized they are exactly like me. They have the same worries, the same fears, the same unknowns. They are just trying to figure it out, just like I was. It taught me in wellness, in life, and in all things. Just because somebody looks like they have it all together does not mean they do.
Right.
We are all capable of learning something,
Yes.
and we all just want to feel better. So now I can step into a room with people who may have way more degrees
Sure.
or anything than me.
Yeah.
They're sort of on a pedestal in society, if you will.
Right.
And I can still walk into that room and say, I know that there's more to this picture now. And I'm here to help you however much you want to learn.
In confidence, you can walk into that room and understand that we're all the same.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
Yep. So that stuck with me in I'm so grateful for that lesson. And it was so early on, literally before my training.
Yeah.
It stuck with me to this day.
Okay. I love that. Anything else on your heart to share?
Absolutely. I think if anyone is interested in wellness, yoga, Pilates, meditation, whatever it might be, there are so many different types of teachers, classes, and experiences. Just because you maybe have one bad one, don't turn your head to it, because there are many different types. And for example, if you take a class like mine, I'm not going to ask you to push more than you can give. I'd rather fill your cup up than drain from it. So I just encourage people to keep trying and trust that there is a way out of whatever you're going through mentally or physically. There is help that you can get.
Perfect. Well, Miranda, thank you so much for joining us on the Live Well podcast. And we look forward to having you back.
Thank you so much. Thank you.